Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hello, and we are back for another Uncensored podcast post the Super Bowl weekend. Everybody's feeling it today. A little rough.
Girl, who you telling? I actually should
Why
be
don't they
worse.
just make it be done already? Like, why don't they just do it already? Just pull the trigger and give us the day off.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's somewhere, I think I read in Tennessee that they have that up to like basically get rid of Columbus Day and make the Monday after the Super Bowl a holiday. So I was like, not mad at that.
Maybe they're not going to do it because President's Day is next week. And they're like, y'all can't be having all these Mondays off. I don't know. Whatever. It just seems silly.
Yeah, I agree.
Or just put the damn thing on a Saturday night.
Right.
That too.
Like, why
Right?
don't they do that?
I don't know. I really don't, because I get it. College football is played on Saturdays. Professional football is played on Sundays typically, but also on Mondays and Thursdays. Like, what? Yes, traditionally football has been played on Sundays, but like, you're the NFL. Just do what you want.
Right. Well,
Why
you
is it
do.
called
wanted
Friday
to-
Night Lights?
Because high school football is Friday nights.
Oh.
High school football is Friday. College football is Saturday. Pro football is Sunday. That's just the way it goes. But like, you're the NFL. Like, anyone's going to be like, no, we don't want that.
Right.
They would do it.
Do it.
Stop being
Man.
doofuses about it.
If it were on a Saturday, I feel like it would be a lot more crazy shenanigans that would happen at people's parties, because I feel like people are like, or at least where I usually am, they're like somewhat, restraint on what they're doing and how much they're drinking, because you have to go to work on Monday.
Right.
So just imagining if it were on Saturday night, like no one would remember Rihanna because everyone would be wasted.
Maybe that's what they're trying to do. They're like trying to save humanity from ourselves. I don't know.
Oh, well, today is the day before Valentine's Day, and we'll get more into the Super Bowl and all that, and sort of our deeper dive into it than what we had time allotted for on the air this morning. But I did want to go over real quick our Valentine's Day good songs that we did on the air over the past few days. And so because this is the podcast and we're also streaming on Facebook and YouTube, we can't play the full clip, but I'll play like 5 seconds of each person's song.
Don't do more than 5 seconds. We'll get shut down.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm like, we'll do 5 seconds and then that's it. Okay. So Kelvin, I have your third song. So these were songs that we said to like Kelvin, how he described his is sort of like here is three acts of what a good session is, whereas Holly and I's were just more like random things that we have on that playlist. And Kelvin, what were yours?
My number one song to start it off was Love to Love You, Donna Summer.
I'm a hot girl.
Oh wait, hold on.
That one too.
Wait,
No.
Wait,
She
sorry.
was a hot girl.
I was like, okay, I'm not mad at that. A little Donna Summer getting in the action.
Yeah.
And then Act 2, that's where you start getting raunchy. You get some Cardi B with WAP.
Park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make me dream, make it.
Period. And then the finale is when you've already asserted your dominance. And this is Meg Thee Stallion, Girls in the Hood.
I'm a hot girl. I do hot finish income.
I spend his income on my outfits.
Oh my god.
Which is very factual. Thank you, Oscar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, does Oscar, your fiance, like, would he agree? Like, does he like these songs, or are you the one in charge of the playlist?
I'm in charge of the playlist.
Does he just go along with it?
He's just along for the ride. He actually doesn't like music that much because he says that he gets distracted and then he wants to dance. And like, I'm not like that. Like, I think it encourages me when there's music. So I don't know. I'm not like that.
Yeah. I feel like when I was younger, I like to have a whole orchestrated playlist about like,
Correct.
here's what it looked like. But now, because like when you're married and it's sort of random, when it happens, and it's sort of like, all right, girl, let's get it, yeah. And then,
it's an exciting time when it happens.
right. And then also too, for us, it's usually like a weekend morning. And so I'm not about to like get up and be like, hold on, let me get the playlist.
Let me get the Bluetooth speaker.
No,
bitch.
I'm like, let me use the bathroom, let me brush my teeth, and then we can get the business. So I'm not thinking about music usually when we're doing it. Holly, what were your...
Let me just say,
well,
same.
we can play Holly's for a long time if we want.
You actually probably could. There's no
copyright.
All right. So I told y'all when you gave us this assignment, I was like, well, I told you today, I was like, this was very difficult for me because much like Miguel just said, I don't do it to music anymore. Like back in the day, I would want to orchestrate a playlist. I would put a lot of thought into it. I'm like, how far along are we going to be by the time this song hits? Because I like this song for this particular thing.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, there's no music. There's only
silence.
Rain sounds. Y'all,
now,
ain't no joke. That's
okay.
what we listen to when we're doing it.
Now, if,
What?
like, let's say if you...
It's raining.
It's so relaxing.
Hear that thunder? It's really sensual.
So, like, if you don't have it on, will you turn it on? Or is it just
Yes.
usually... Oh, so even if it's not on, you'll be like, wait a minute, hold on. Let me reach for the machine.
I'm having a hard time hearing
Oh,
you over the
can't
rain
hear-
sounds.
Oh, sorry.
It's a storm. It's a storm.
Yeah. For the most part, okay, so if I've been drinking, because he doesn't drink, I do. If we're like at our house and we don't have the girls or anything, and I've been drinking and we've been like watching some nonsense on TV, like some movie or some TV show, and then we go to bed, I don't think we put the rain sounds on, but clearly I don't really know. Things are happening. I'm drunk, whatever.
But I feel like you'd be like,
No, he's in charge of the sounds. His phone connects to the Bluetooth speaker, typically. So, and he's got better rain sounds than me. I can do the rain sounds, but for some reason his are better. I don't know. They come from the same app, but like the dynamics are different.
Are
Anyway.
his sexier? Does he have a sexier rainfall than you?
Yeah.
Are you in
mine
the
just
jungle?
isn't. No, he sounds like he's in the jungle. I'm like in like a nice like. There's like it's a pitter patter on a roof more so. And he's like, there's a
Your gutters are a
storm.
little.
Yes.
Girl, you got
Yes.
clogged up gutters, honey. I can't
That's
have
me.
sex when there's a clogged up gutter in my house.
That's why mine's probably just used for me, like sleeping. When I'm in Charlotte and I'm by myself, like then I'm like, I need just my rain sounds, and they're not as good. Whatever.
I mean,
Anyway.
I will say though that a rainforest jungle, I feel like would be more sexy
Yeah.
than like a window or any sort of
Yeah.
city rain.
Yes,
I feel
mine
like.
is more of a city rain. His is more like a jungle-ish rain. So that's what like he will do. We sleep every night to that rain, which I know sounds weird because it's not like he puts the sleep sounds on every night and we're like, hey, like
Hey.
it doesn't do that. But it also provides a nice background when we are in the mood. So like if we do it on a random afternoon on a weekend when we have the house to ourselves, or if there's a morning situation like Miguel you described, he will absolutely put on rain sounds every night. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Oh.
It's just ambient sound in the background that you like Oscar said, you're not going to get distracted, but it's not silent, so you hear every weird thing that's happening.
You know, I'll try it. Like out of all the songs or ambient noises,
Or
I would do the rain.
Okay. Well, tomorrow's Valentine's Day, so perfect time to do it.
Get the rain out. Sounds really romantic, but it's also sexy. Okay, so anyway, that's legit. But then I was like, what the hell else? Because I don't do it anymore. There's no music anymore that I'm like, I'm turned on by this song. Maybe I'm not in that phase of life at this moment, but that's okay. So I had to go back to like things that I found sexy. And the one that I still think is super sexy to this day is Turn Me On by Norah Jones.
Like a light bulb.
Ooh, Holly. Oh, Holly's.
You just do a little lip bite. You kind of get your clothes off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Handsy. You're doing kissing. Woo!
makes
I
you
love
feel
it.
like a woman.
Ooh,
It does.
like
I
a
like
flower.
that. Waiting to bloom.
Oh,
Oh my
or
goodness.
deflowered.
That's getting nasty.
Is. So all that. That's
Got
my
it.
number 2 song. And then the third song reminds me of just like wild parties. And like this song comes on and it's going down. Like it
Oh.
is on because it is Crazy Town Butterfly.
Yes.
Some shit's going down with this.
Wow, it's so funny because like I love that song, but like you know how you have like a core memory for songs where when you hear it, it takes you back.
And
And-
like that's a core memory for me. Like beat Sexy Time.
See, to me, when I hear that, I think of like being on the school bus my senior year and like listening to it on my CD player and being like, "Come, my lady, come, my lady, you're my butterfly." That's when that song was like at its height of popularity. I was in high school on the school bus. So that's why when you played it on the show that morning, I was like,
No. Okay, so
I
I
get
was in
it.
college.
I get it, but I was still in high school.
I was in college. That's the like we're so close in age, but
Mhm.
that's that dividing years that is very different. So I was in college and I had started as, what is this? And you would be at frat parties and you'd be getting crazy and things were happening in people's cars. And it was just making out with a lot of different people. It was just so it just
Yeah.
always reminds me of being very sexual. So that's why I put it on my list.
Yeah, I was waiting to get home to ask my grandma if she can take me to McDonald's to get a sandwich.
Do not. Sorry, please leave those memories on your side. Okay?
He was about to dive into.
Oh my gosh. All right. So the one that I did this morning for me, this is the first one. Little D'Angelo, Untitled, How Does It Feel? That like when I pulled it up this morning and I was looking at the music video and I was like, ooh, girl. 20 years later, D'Angelo, when they start in the shot with his cornrows and then they pull out and then it like goes just right.
I do
above
remember
his
that
crotch
video now that you
section.
say that. Yes, I remember.
Yes, honey. And then my second song was
I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself.
yes, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Feeling Myself.
I was not feeling myself during that song at all.
No.
I was like,
Like to me, that is one of where like I would like, start doing body rolls on Abe and I'm like, hey.
on him.
Image.
On him. Yeah.
It kind of feels like
I'm
he's just
imagining
standing there and
it.
you're
It's painted
Bump.
in my mind.
bumping up.
Just like, hey.
Stop it.
All right. And so
Wow.
then the third song. This is, and so like mine are like Holly's, where it's just like these are not necessarily songs that are like, here's the climax or here's the beginning. But this I would see like if I were like, ooh, you know what? Let's sort of set the mood tonight for some good.
Sure.
Get it on. Let's get it on.
Yes.
This is the weirdest remix. What the hell is going on?
I love
sounds
it.
like
I've
I'm
never
back-
heard that.
I've never heard it either, but it sounds like I'm back at B94.9 The Beat, our smooth jazz college station. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like I'm about to play it next to like Anita Baker or something.
Yes. Aw, Auntie Anita. Oh, we love it. So here were my honorable mentions that I was like debating what to make my top 3 because we only had enough time to do 3.
Yeah.
But if we did 5, here would have been the other 2 on my list.
That's just the way you make me feel. That's just the way you make me feel. That's just
Janelle Monáe, The Way
Ooh,
You
that's a
Make
good
Me
one.
Feel.
I like that.
Oh, because it's just such a sensual song. And you should look at the music video if you've never seen it by Janelle Monáe. And
Yeah, I have
the
not.
year she did it at the Grammys, oh my God, she rocked it. But that to me is such a sensual song. And then this one right here, like, whew, if I were white, it makes me red, girl. Usher, Nice and Slow.
Pull up,
Yeah.
anticipating good love. Don't keep me waiting.
Girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Hold on, just a little.
I got plans.
I just
You better turn it on.
All right.
I'm gonna come up in here and slap you in the face, and our Miguel and Holly page will be no more.
Oh my
Don't
gosh.
you play with the Zuck.
Oh, I know. Oh, I just want to listen. I'm going to listen to it when I get in the car today. But
That's good.
Usher,
Keep it
Nice
there.
and Slow is just, And then like in the video where like, remember like the late 90s, early 2000s with like the fisheye lens where he's just like dancing in Paris and he's like shirtless and like humping the air and you're like, yes, sure, you better get it, honey.
Why did they always all use the fisheye? They all did. Oh, Missy Misdemeanor Elliott was a huge fan of that fisheye lens.
Yes, honey. Oh my gosh. So those were our good playlist songs, and you can vote on who has the best one on the Miguel and Holly or the Hits 961 Instagram. And then Tuesday, obviously this is time shifted for a lot of you that listen, so it'll be way past that. But if you do listen between now when we publish it and Tuesday, Valentine's Day morning, you can vote for the best, and the person with the best playlist gets to get immunity from Try It Tuesday. All right, Super Bowl.
Oh, wait, what is Try It Tuesday? Do we know?
No, something with Valentine's Day. I was thinking like those sugar cookies with like the cream on the top.
Like just
not sugar
those
cookies.
like those thick
the
cookies
frosting?
that they sell at like Publix or
yeah, with like the thick cream on the top. That kind of like
it's just frosting.
It's just frosting.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was thinking that, or is there something else Valentine's Day?
Trader Joe's has these heart-shaped macaroons that I really want.
Don't let's ruin a macaron with barbecue sauce.
I mean, do you want to ruin a
No, ruin the sugar cookies. I don't really like sugar cookies.
Yeah,
what
my
about,
daughter likes them though, so I could get them for her.
Or what about the little candies with the sayings on them?
That's hard because you kind of have to suck on those. I think. I don't think you chew them. What? You do suck on them.
Pull up.
Turn it up. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
You're
Yeah, you're right. You can't bite into this.
No,
All right.
Look at me crazy.
We'll just do the sugar cookies then for tomorrow.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to figure that out. Okay, I'll get those for Maya. That'll be good.
Oh, that's good. Oh wait, are they still doing the whole like write the Valentine's Day to all the or all the classmates and stuff?
Oh yeah, you have to get a thing. They don't actually write kids' names on them anymore. So like you have to get as many for all of the kids in the class, and then you just sign your name. You don't address them. Then you just drop them into everybody's box, which I think is fine. That's probably best. That way you can't. Yeah, and all the Valentines are pretty much the same. Like they all, by the way, they're not just paper things anymore. And maybe this was different for you. I don't know, but mine were just cards. But all the Valentines now, they come with something. There's a gimmick. And so Maya got the little baby Yoda cards.
Oh, yeah.
And they come with a green glow stick.
Okay. That's fancy.
So a lot of them come with candy. Some of them come with like little pencils or pens. Some of them come with erasers. Like it's got to have a gimmick. So
does she like anyone in school? Or does anybody like her? Has little like...
Oh, she likes somebody. She has a crush on somebody. This little boy. Because I hear about him a lot, and so we know. Everybody knows that's her little crush. And it's so bizarre to me because there's always like, well, so and so likes this girl, but this girl likes this boy, and then this boy doesn't like anybody, but like I think maybe he likes me. I don't know, but I don't like him, and I'm just like, oh my god, y'all.
Oh my gosh. So like when you're that, because she's what grade? Fourth grade. I feel like that's when like you have some people that are still like innocent. And then you have like the people with parents that just let them watch anything and everything.
Yes, you are so dead on with that comment. And I'm trying to keep Maya as innocent as possible for as long as possible. And she generally is, except like she's got one friend whose mom was asking me during like trick or treat time. She's like, "Are you letting Maya watch Stranger Things yet?" And I was like, "No, no." Jesus, God, I was terrified. In season 4, okay?
Right.
Like that's
a little gory,
horrific.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I guess so. Yeah, you're right. This is a little rough. Maybe a little soon." I'm like, "Please God, don't." Like, because then I got to deal with it.
Right.
But this same girl is a little advanced anyway. And keep in mind, Maya is one of the youngest kids in the class. Like her birthday is right before that September 1st cutoff. So she is literally, I think, the second youngest in the class.
August kids, we always are.
I know. There's kids that are already 10 and have been 10 for a while, and she's 9. So it's tough. But the same girl that thankfully has not, I don't think, has yet watched Stranger Things, for some reason was doing something at school or in a club where she said something about 69 and was like, ha ha. And Maya came home and was like, what is she talking about? Like, what is that? She said it's a bad number. And I'm like, like silently cursing
You're like,
the advancement of this girl.
Damn it.
And I'm like, well, it is. It's not appropriate. I said it's not appropriate for you, and I am not going to explain to you what it is because it's inappropriate. I said, did she tell you what it is? And she said, no, she wouldn't tell me. I said, it's not appropriate. I said, I will tell you what it is because I do want to be the one to explain stuff. I said, I will tell you what it is as soon as I think you're ready, because it's going to be soon.
Right.
But I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't even know if this girl really knows what it is. You know what I mean?
Probably
like,
not. Like, you know,
for
you've
all
heard.
I know, yes. Like, for all I know, she could have just heard it somewhere and not without context and just knows to giggle over it. And so what I'm not trying to do is give my daughter, information too soon. That's it's a really hard line to walk. So I was like, it is something inappropriate. And I will tell you as soon as I think you're ready, and come to me because I will tell you the truth about what it is. But I don't think it's appropriate for you to know it right now.
That's so funny because I feel like that's one of those things that I remember hearing in elementary school, but obviously not knowing what it was. And then it wasn't until like, you know, when I discovered adult material. And then I think at the 7th grade, I think is when I discovered adult material, and it was like by accident. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, because I remember we had moved from we had moved, and my mom had a boyfriend, and we had like a lot of box of tapes, as you did back in the 90s. And they were out one night, Friday night or something, and I was just like, I remember I was looking for a kids movie to watch, or like something, one of my little adventure, like Homeward Bound or something. Yeah. And I saw something, I don't remember what it was labeled, and I put it in, and I will never forget. It was a like 70s, 80s, like candy striper at the hospital. And it was like, come into the room with a little car. And I was like, what's this movie?
No.
And then I was in 7th grade. Wait. No. Was that 7th grade? We moved in 7th grade. Yeah, it was 7th grade. Yep, it was 7th grade. I discovered adult material for the first time, and I was like, what does she do?
It's all you can do.
What
right?
is
like,
he? Oh.
I discovered it younger than that with the VHS tape.
Really?
Yeah, it was my parents'.
Ooh.
So gross.
Oh.
It wasn't them acting in it. No.
I was about to say they were the ones doing it.
No.
That's scarring.
No. But I remember telling my mom, I'm like, oh my God, Mom, I saw a girl put this thing in her mouth and I don't know why she did that. And she was like, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay. No.
Like,
no.
That's how it was brushed off.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
She clearly had no idea how to handle it. So
At
she
all.
didn't.
No. How old were you?
I had to have been like around 10, maybe younger.
Oh, that makes me sad.
But I mean, at that point, though, like I remember, I was 11 at that point. So like, my body was starting to change, and I could feel certain things, and so I mean, that was probably the appropriate time for me. That like, it was time, because then that led to other things where I was just like, got it. I understand my body a little bit better. So, but then I didn't tell anybody because I was just like,
well, no, you
no.
wouldn't. I would imagine you wouldn't.
No, and then you discovered Skidamax and all that stuff back in the day, and or if it was scrambled, you just be like, I'm just looking for something to pop up for a second with it being scrambled.
Oh my God.
Oh, the joy of being young. Now they can just find it on YouTube or something. Like, it's crazy.
I know. Amy Gordon said if she's watching a lot of YouTube videos, she probably does know what it means. The other girl, I'm assuming. Well, that's why I had to kind of put the kibosh on actual YouTube at our house. Like, we can watch YouTube on our television if I'm there, and Maya can ask me to just Google and then watch on like the Safari version of YouTube. Like this account that she follows where they break stuff with other stuff. Like it's really just, it's silly, but she likes it. And so I'll let her do that if I'm there. But on her iPad, she's only allowed to watch YouTube Kids, which I think is bad enough. Some of the stuff on YouTube Kids, I'm like, what is this? I'll turn this off. Come on, what is this? But she's only allowed to have YouTube Kids right now because it's so easy to get down an accidental rabbit hole on YouTube, even with the restricted settings on.
Right.
So we had to take that away.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny, like, hearing you talk about your daughter and, like, how old she is and, like, where she is in life and how, and this will continue happening throughout the years. And we're like, as adults now, we're like, oh, the kids. But then when I think about back then when
I know
we would, like, talking about, how the girl was saying 69 and didn't know what it meant. I remember being in elementary school and someone saying the word boner, but like not knowing what it was, but like knowing that it was a bad thing. And then like and I think I've told the story before about like being at a playground and like there was a mom with her like little kids there. And we were just like, boner, 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 boner. And she was like, could y'all not? And we thought it was so funny because we had no clue what
you know
it was.
Right.
But we just heard one person in the class said it. And so the rest of us are just like, boner, boner, boner. And it's just like, oh my gosh, the things that we were just beginning to understand at that age. And we had none of the resources that the kids have now.
I know.
Right
That's
at their
what
fingertips.
makes it so scary. It's so difficult to navigate. I know, and that my thing in 4th grade, same age as Maya is now, was condom. Like I didn't know what a condom was, but I heard it, and I heard like classmates say it, and always with like giggles, condom, and they also said it in my favorite movie at that time, which was Father of the Bride with Steve Martin, and he goes, "Be sure to fasten your condom. I mean seatbelt," which is a joke for adults, obviously. And I would watch it. I asked my dad, I'm like, "Dad, what's a condom?" And he was like, I don't know. And he also didn't address it. So I'm like, God,
parenting.
God, my dad is no help.
I have a core memory from 4th grade. This kid got in trouble for jumping on the popular girl and humping her.
Oh.
And he got suspended.
Oh.
4th grade.
That is a horrific.
4th grade. Royal Green Elementary.
Oh,
What
no.
in the what is happening?
I'll never forget that. And I don't know why that just stuck with me, but it just did. I was like, it's in 4th grade.
Oh. Like when you look back at that time, like I remember someone having beer at middle school, like getting in trouble for it because it busted in their locker. And like everyone, it was like this big scandal in school of like, did you hear such and such had beer in their locker? And we all thought it was crazy. But now I'm like, oh my God, this person was like 11 or 12.
I know. I get, I don't want to say too much. I get very nervous about some things that Maya sees at the other parent's house sometimes. And so I sympathize where I'm like, because you don't know what's going on at other kids' houses that they might be seeing. You know what I mean? So like you can tell your kid stuff, but then like what are other kids hearing and seeing and doing? Like humping other kids in 4th grade. What? Like that's crazy. So yeah, it's just a lot. And so anyway, I don't know how we got started on this conversation, but Maya's got baby Yoda Valentines. And that's fine with me.
Hold on here. Let's talk about, you get 5 seconds of this. 5 seconds. Okay. The halftime show, the Super Bowl. What are your in-depth thoughts, and more than the 2 minutes that we get to do on the radio?
I even went over on those 2 minutes because there was a lot to say.
Yeah, we were running late today. Time.
I'm sorry. That's my fault. I apologize.
There was a lot. We had a lot of content on a Monday today. So I know the Super Bowl party where I was, the people that were like really, really excited for Rihanna, they felt let down. Afterwards, they were like, that's it? Like, that's it? And there was like one point, like in the middle of it, when I was like, is someone else gonna come out? Is a dragon gonna fall? Like, is there like something else that's gonna take it to the next level?
Right.
And then I thought that one point when they flashed that there was a band, like a drum
Oh yeah,
set,
they did show a band.
and I was like, okay, maybe something like somebody's coming out, and it was just them, doing a drum part of one of the songs. But I feel like now knowing that she's pregnant, she just had a baby, now she's pregnant again, that like she was giving it all that she could physically in that moment. But I thought it was visually stunning.
It looked great.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It was beautiful.
How do y'all feel, sort of, the next morning?
I've seen her do the VMA, the 2016, the Michael Jackson Vanguard Award, and I've seen her perform. And so that was my expectation, something along those lines. Because if you watch that video now, it's not outdated. Like, it's still really great. And so I expected something like that, but we really didn't get much. And it was a letdown. Granted, she's pregnant. And like everything that she pulled off while being pregnant, incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But take that away.
Oh yeah, and I think it would have been better for people if she wasn't pregnant and she had done more.
Yeah.
For some reason, my person really liked it. Like, I didn't even know he liked Rihanna that much, and he's like over here. He was like yelling at some point. I was like, "What are you doing?" He was a fan. But same vibe. When it started off, I was like, what is she wearing? Like, I am not into high fashion, so I never usually get it. But like, I also was like, what is this? And then immediately I'm drawn into like how she looks. And obviously I don't like judge or whatever, but we have eyeballs. Like, I'm like looking at, and I'm like, and Maya goes, oh, she's pregnant. And I'm like, whoa, hey, we are not here to assume that this woman is pregnant. She could be celebrating her postpartum body. She had a baby not that long ago. And I'm on my soapbox. Because I always am on my soapbox with my kid. Yeah, as she's performing, I'm trying to give a lesson on body positivity to my kid, who's probably so sick of my shit. Because I have to turn everything into a damn teachable lesson. But I'm over here telling her about body positivity. And I'm like, she might be fine. Like, this is just how she looks. And kudos. And I'm doing this whole thing. So as she's performing, I'm thinking, I'm excited for the music. And I never expected another person to come out. I usually never do unless there's like a rumor that, kind of something has leaked, but nothing did. And I'm like, I'm fine if there's not. But as she's performing, the thing that really struck me is I'm like, it doesn't really look like she's enjoying this much. Like, that's the vibe that I felt.
Right.
And I'm still trying to figure out, is this woman pregnant or not? And then it distracted me from the fucking performance, because all I can think about was, is she pregnant? And then I'm like, I know she doesn't want people speculating. So then why didn't she just tell us whether she's pregnant or not? Maybe she's not. I'm now on Twitter to see if anything else is being said about it. And then by the time she did get to Diamonds and she touched her belly, I'm like, oh, okay, she is pregnant, because no one would do that unless they were pregnant. And I'm like, I really wish that she'd made it known, like, not known. I wish that she had made it clearer at the onset so we could have celebrated it with her.
Right.
Instead, I feel like it was confusing and mysterious, and it took away from the performance, because I'm over here like, what is she trying to do? Are we doing body positive? Are we doing pregnancy celebration?
Right.
She should have made it clearer. This is what we're doing, instead of it becoming guesswork for those of us that care. If you don't care, who they don't care, whatever.
Right.
So I don't know that I was disappointed, but I was like, after it was over, I was like, that was really great. I think it was beautiful. Was it my favorite? Absolutely not. Was it memorable? Yes, I think it was memorable.
Right.
Tell me my thoughts.
So some of the thoughts that, because we put this on the Miguel and Holly Instagram last night, right afterwards, just to be like, hey, like, what did you think? And someone,
no, okay,
we have to.
Yeah, why?
We can't do it on the air.
Let's.
So someone, I'm not gonna say their username, but on the Miguel and Holly Instagram said, she is satanic garbage.
Oh.
And I was
can't
like,
just be garbage or satanic. You have to be like, it's a lot to be both satanic and garbage. You can't even win for Satanism. You're just garbage. You're not even doing Satan well.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
I was like, what is satanic garbage? I'm just so confused by that. And so then people sort of asked this person, they said, hey, because she was wearing red, like what about that
when
was
I saw that
satanic?
comment, I'm like, it's gotta be because she's wearing red.
Right. Let's see. And they never really, they never responded to anybody else. But yeah, so that was an interesting comment. I was like,
there was another comment about her being satanic as well. And I feel like we are very strongly in the grips of some satanic panic right now.
yeah.
And I read that phrase, and I read that phrase somewhere in some media somewhere. And I was like, oh, that fits. Because apparently, either I don't know quite the backstory, but sometime in the 80s or 90s, maybe it was the 80s, we also went through as a culture a satanic panic where, anti-Christian sentiment has suddenly become like run rampant. And instead of focusing on things that might actually need to be focused on, people are so hyper focused on there's Satan everywhere in the music industry in Hollywood and stuff. Obviously, you saw what happened with the Sam Smith performance from the Grammys. Mm-hmm. And so after that, I feel like the people that are willing to, are looking at that. Now you're going to see it everywhere, even for like, unless you wanted to see it in her wearing red or whatever, you wouldn't. But if you're looking for it, you can sort of find it everywhere.
Right.
So I feel like we're sort of in that right now. And I feel like, I don't know how it got associated in pop culture, because these people have to realize just the color red is not just for hell and Satan.
No.
When I saw it, and then I finally did, my dumbass finally did, she was pregnant. What struck me was like, here you have this woman who is performing, who just gave birth, who is now with child again, fulfilling like this, divine feminine rite and ritual of childbirth, which your womb is sacred. You've got like the color red, obviously relating to periods and your cycle and what happens when you give birth. There's like blood involved, and it is very, grounded and sacral. And I was like, man, that's a cool tie-in. I wonder if that's why that happened. It never struck me that you would think Satan. But then after I saw a comment, I was like, well, of course, because like what happened with Sam Smith, I think something like Madonna's tour has like some kind of like, thing happening with it too, where if you are looking for it, you're going to find it. So I think that's where we're headed at this moment.
Yeah, they said another satanic symbolism performance.
Yeah. Meaning we just saw this last week at the Grammys with Sam Smith. So.
Yeah. Just fascinating to me.
It is. And don't forget, the rumor always was that Rihanna is firmly in bed with the Illuminati.
Yes.
If you want to go down that rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. So, of course.
Do you remember that video of Jay-Z promoting Tidal? And he got a lot of pop stars in a video all together to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying that was like the meeting of the Illuminati. I'll never forget that.
Oh, yes.
But it was so cool. You got to see like Nicki sit next to Madonna and like Beyonce. I don't know. It was so cool.
Yeah. I mean, listen, do I think that like the culturally elite and like how do some singers become superstars and how do some singers just never take off? Mm-hmm. Do I think there's some kind of crazy shit that is underground in like Hollywood and the music industry? Absolutely. There's like some...
Yeah, it'd be dumb to not have an elitist group where you have money to pay for things.
Yes. There's and like, how do I know that they're not using it for evil? But I think it might be a little too on the nose to just always go to Satan. Right. Or like what you think is Satan. Maybe Satan is actually just greed and money. Mm-hmm. It might not be a demon that that's my thing. Like it may not just be a demon with horns, like symbolically. It could be like money, the root of all evil. Yeah. And people willing to do anything for it. And that could be the evil that we're talking about here. I don't know. Yeah. So
would you like, let's say, and I'm trying to think of like what the details would be, but like, whoever this group is of, like supposed Rihanna and Beyonce and Jay-Z, and if they came to us, like let's say we were at morning show boot camp and we were all at dinner, just the three of us, and they like walked over with like a black envelope and they're like, hey,
hold on though. It's not the performers, it's people above them.
Okay.
Like I don't think that the performers run it. I
Right.
think that the performers have gotten very wealthy.
They benefit from it.
They benefit from it.
Mhm.
You've
But-
got like the ultimate higher ups pulling some strings.
But I guess my thing with that is that, like, in creating this scenario, like, what
Yeah.
do they get? Like, what do these shadowy figures get?
Power,
But like, how?
influence.
Like, do they take a cut of Rihanna's money, of Beyonce, these
No,
celebrities' money?
No, they have all the money they need. They are giving Beyonce and Rihanna and all of them the money. Like that's how they're they're getting the money. The performers, the people up top get power and public influence and governmental and media control. It's control. It's power. It's
Mhm.
control.
Would you partake in it?
I don't think so. Because it's not really worth it to me. For like a bunch of money, you mean?
Mm-hmm. For fame and fortune, if it were radio, if it were whatever, they wanted you to be the next mental health star, whatever that looks like.
Holly wants to be a pop star.
I did want to be a pop star back in the day. I don't know. I don't think so. It's too scary for me. Like it's too high stakes. It's too high stakes. I don't think I could mentally handle like whatever it takes to like whatever you're trading away to gain whatever they're selling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I'm down for that because it's probably too high of a cost for me as a normal empathetic human being.
Yeah.
Kelvin?
I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm not going to be tempted or interested.
Mhm.
But what are they offering? And what do they want?
Calvin wants to see the details.
Yeah.
He wants
What do
see
you
the
want to
fine
be
print.
famous in? What would you want to be famous in? If they were like, hey, we want to make you famous, to make you a star and rich and famous. Would it be radio? Would it be taking a project that's maybe on your dome piece that you haven't really developed yet?
Right. I don't know if fame is really what I ultimately want, but I know that, success comes with fame or fame comes with success. Either way. But I think, I don't know, something in entertainment. I don't know if it would be in radio because I feel like the greats are already the greats right now.
Mhm.
But for me, I don't know. I'd like to be a little actor here and there, be a pop star,
Mm.
sell out stadiums, do my own halftime show.
Do you want to sing? You want to dance?
Yeah, I want to do it all. I want to be the J-Lo.
Yes.
Not the best, but I could do them.
What about you, Miguel?
Bye.
Yeah, I figured. I knew you would. I didn't even. I just asked for the benefit of everybody else.
No, actually, in all honesty, like I would want to know, what are you like? What am I giving up? What am I
Mhm.
outside
Abe.
of obviously Abe? Would I
Mhm.
give up Abe for it? No, I would not.
Okay.
I would not.
Because they
okay.
might make you do that.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, you've got to be with like another
Michael B.
famous
Jordan.
person.
No, they get to control your image. You think Michael B. Jordan?
He's fucking bitch. Oh, you should have seen his face.
I mean, hey, it might be. It might be.
Uh,
Let me give you an
it might
example.
be.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Davidson, Kim Kardashian.
Oh, true.
Selena and Justin.
So if I could be still married to Abe and be like, listen, in our life where no one is around, we're still together, but publicly I have to be with Michael B. Jordan just to,
For a while. For a
right.
short while.
Just
it's
to,
going to
like-
be a year or less.
Right. Just to get us up there and, because you got to be seen, you got to be photographed together. And, then there's the whole, is Michael B. Jordan gay? Oh my gosh. And who's this person he's with? I mean, if Abe agreed to it, I'd do it for a year just to see.
Do you know, like, the weight of the mental? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Would you withstand it? Maybe you would.
I mean, I think
Maybe.
I think if I were 22, 23, I
That's
would not
why
be able to
it's-
do it.
Well, it's way easier to get sucked in at that age, though,
Right.
because look what you're being promised.
Right. Absolutely. Whereas like now I'm like, I know that what we have is so rare, and I know what it feels like before him and now with him. And I would
Mhm.
not give that up just to have money, because then, like, who am I going to enjoy that with? Whereas, like, if we could enjoy fame and success together, that would mean the world, you know? But yeah, that would be interesting.
But what if you could never be public with him? Like, it's not like he's just gonna wait around in the wings and then finally you get to step out with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, look at it. Let's say like the Selena and Justin thing was, that.
Right.
I mean, they were together for like 7 years.
Right. It had to be a long time.
Long time.
It was a long time. Personally, I'm like, this is why I feel like so many famous people have mental issues because the stakes are so high.
Right. And they're forced into those relationships to keep those narratives and to keep their name at the tip of your tongue until you get to that status of a Selena where we know who they are. Whereas, I bet you someone like a Zara Larson or a Ava Max, who's like right there, they're just waiting for that, like, and I hate to deduce their talent and their success to a relationship, but unfortunately that's how it works in the game sometimes. But if a Ava Max got with a Pete Davidson, then like she would be on SNL hosting or something like that. You know how it takes
it adds a little bit to the salary,
and it really sucks that that's what it takes when you're already so talented.
Right.
But no,
but that's what Pete did with Kim. Like Kim did that for Pete because he had Ariana Grande, he had Cindy, what's her face's daughter. Like he was already status. But when he got together with Kim, that put him in the next stratosphere.
And that's what Kim did with Kanye. That took her from just, I'm on a reality show to I'm in the fashion world. And she's taken seriously, not just, oh, here's that girl who had a sex tape with a reality show.
Right.
And now she's stuck with Kanye for the rest of her life because they have kids together.
Yeah.
And
her kids.
Well, I'm sure she would say it was worth it because she has her kids. But
right. Well, you have to. At that point, there's not like a question, but it's one of those complex things. Yeah, for sure.
Interesting. All right, we got to go.
Period.
It's been a fun time. Holly, what's your social media?
Died.
Save
died for a
that.
second. It's fine. Radio Holly, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram.
Producer Kelvin?
At Kelvin Live, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and possibly OnlyFans.
Oh.
I mean, it's still in the works.
It's in the pipeline.
Except my pipes are guttered or cluttered right now. I'm just kidding.
Oh dear.
Girl, you need to go home. You need to sleep.
I need to sleep.
Mine is Miguel Fuller. You can find me everywhere. We'll see y'all Wednesday.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Catch it on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts.